Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to tell you about a car that turns a tight budget into a surprising opportunity. Say hello to the 2026 Dacia Sandero, the no-frills small car that's making big waves by doing more with less. You will recognize the familiar silhouette of the Sandero, but this new iteration brings fresh styling touches that make it look smarter than ever before, especially when you opt for one of the brighter paint options that used to cost extra. Gone are the days of flat white panels and hefty black bumpers. Now the Sandero wears body-colored trim and even offers two imaginative factory paint schemes that give its lines a touch of personality. Slide inside and you immediately realize that simplicity doesn't have to be dreary. The cabin is a study in practicality, with straight, clean lines framing a surprisingly open and airy interior. Hard plastics dominate, yes, but the expression trim spices things up with contrasting fabric inserts on the seats and doors, injecting a visual lift that you wouldn't expect at this price point. Storage cubbies lurk around every corner. There's a generous glove box, deep door pockets, and under-seat trays to tuck away your phone and wallet. Up front, the driving position is spot on thanks to a seat that adjusts for height and reach, and a steering column that finds the perfect spot whether you're scooting around town or tackling country lanes. Space in the back is just as impressive. You'll find plenty of legroom for adults, and headroom remains generous despite that sloping roofline. 3 children will fit across the rear bench without complaint, and even a couple of tall teenagers will stretch out comfortably. The boot offers 328 liters of space, enough for a couple of large suitcases or 3 weekly grocery bags. When duty calls for more, fold the 60-40 split rear seats down and you unlock over 1,100 liters of capacity. Just keep in mind there's a small loading lip to lift heavy items over. Under the skin, the 2026 Sandero embraces simplicity too, offering 2 versions of Dacia's trusty 3-cylinder 1.0-liter engine. The base petrol unit produces 90 horsepower, delivering just enough pep to keep things moving without drama. It pairs with a 5-speed manual gearbox that feels satisfyingly precise, and drivers will appreciate the light steering that makes parking a breeze. For those who want a touch more flexibility and the chance to save on fuel, you can choose the 100 horsepower bi-fuel model, which runs on either petrol or LPG. Flip between the two with a simple dashboard control and watch your pocketbook smile when you tap into the LPG tank, because its lower cost means more miles from every fill-up. No matter which engine you choose, expect around 50 miles per gallon when you're cruising steadily. On the motorway, the Sandero is content enough, shrugging off wind and road noise admirably for a little car in this segment. When you need to hustle for a gap in traffic, you'll work the gearbox and coax out any extra push you can muster. But remember, this isn't a hot hatch. Instead, this car is the automotive equivalent of a bargain basement airline ticket. It lands you at your destination reliably and comfortably, letting you spend your savings on the extras that matter most to you. Let's talk trims, because this is where value really shines. The essential version is a pure base model, think manual windows, a simple radio, and steel wheels, that starts at a jaw-dropping price. It does the basics brilliantly, but if you crave a few more niceties, the Sandero Expression trim steps things up nicely. Here you get keyless entry, a modern 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and electric rear windows. That screen even integrates a rear-view camera, making tight maneuvers easier, and the Expression cabin gains a leather-effect steering wheel for a touch of perceived luxury. Best of all, these extras only add a few £100 to the sticker price, meaning you can enjoy creature comforts without blowing your budget. Of course, there's no hiding that Dacia has cut costs in clever ways. You won't find rear USB charging points, and active safety tech is paired back to the essentials. Automated emergency braking and lane departure warning are present, but you won't see adaptive cruise control or advanced autonomous emergency braking in this car. Euro NCAP awarded the Sandero just 2 stars, largely due to its minimal driver assist suite, so it's worth factoring that into your decision if safety tech ranks high on your list. On the road, the Sandero's suspension follows a comfort-biased tune, soaking up potholes and rough patches without too much fuss. It won't hold flat through fast corners. Body roll is part of the package, but most Sandero buyers will appreciate the cushioned ride more than high-speed precision. That same suspension, coupled with those lightweight alloys and narrow tires, keeps rolling resistance low for better fuel economy, so the trade-off feels reasonable. In town, the visibility is excellent. Big windows give you a commanding view of curbs and junctions, while those light steering and tight turning circle make city streets feel less daunting. Parking sensors and the optional camera only add to your confidence in tight spots, though many owners will find the Sandero's compact footprint means they don't need them often. Beyond driving, the Sandero shines as an economical daily companion. Dacia's reputation for reliability rests on well-proven Renault underpinnings, and after years on sale, the service networks are plentiful across Europe. Warranty coverage follows industry norms with 3 years or 60,000 miles, but if you stick to the brand's recommended service plan, you can unlock up to 7 years or 75,000 miles of protection, keeping your running costs predictably low. When you compare the Sandero to the Ford Fiesta or Volkswagen Polo, it's clear the Dacia doesn't match their refinement or equipment lists, but it undercuts them significantly on price. Choose a top-spec Expression Sandero and you still come in thousands under a base Polo or Fiesta, while ending up with leather-effect steering, a touchscreen infotainment system, and rear-view camera, all of which cost extra on those rivals. Ultimately, the 2026 Dacia Sandero isn't about being the flashiest or the fastest. It's about offering unbeatably low entry prices, generous interior room, and a hassle-free motoring experience that just keeps your costs down. If you're content with the essentials, and you'd rather spend your budget on experiences instead of options, the Sandero makes a compelling case. It's a car that knows what it is, embraces its role, and then outperforms expectations by delivering far more value than you'd think possible. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2026 Dacia Sandero. If you enjoyed this look at one of the most affordable cars on the market and want more in-depth reviews, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.